to to everybody, not just Icepeak, but she's in charge, just to see what we're doing next. We found a drug den that's got ghosts, and we got to get those ghosts out of their blood.
Go.
Luckily, the cocaine's already there.
Ghosts? Like, do we know about ghosts? Do we believe in ghosts, or is this just like drugs to us?
Demons are real. I mean, you know they exist. It's possible you've even seen them, and in a place where there's probably a lot of people dying, there's probably at least one. Yeah.
Well, we gotta go in there and get our suspect. So, should I talk to the chief about it? He'll probably just yell at me.
You want to talk to the chief?
I don't think I do.
Okay, let me just get the chief out here. Chief Mungo is currently ironing one of his shirts inside of his office.
Yes, hello. I wish to raid a drug den.
Yes, I am sleeping here now, to answer your question.
Yes, I do.
Temporary.
Yes, well, I also sleep here, so.
My marriage is doing fine.
Oh, I am good to hear that.
No, I don't really need your sympathy right now. Thank you, though. What is it that you needed, Icepeak?
I'm going to run a raid on a drug den.
Wow, that sounds really dangerous, like the type of thing you'd like to have to inform your loved ones about before you did it. You know, in the case they're not there tomorrow.
I do not have any. Well, yes, sir.
I see. You don't have any kind of family life or anything?
No, sir.
Figures. You merfolk are so lucky you don't have to deal with any of that. You need a raid on a drug den, you say? That's fine. You can certainly get that signed off on. I'm pretty sure that nobody's going to raise any eyebrows if I say that the cops are going to stomp in the heads of a few ozone junkies. Blinkies, as I like to call them. Burnouts. Bright eyes. Whatever. Is there any particular reason why you would bring this to me, though?
Other than permission, though.
Oh, permission's granted. Beat a few of them up for me, huh? Thanks. Appreciate it.
I do not think such would be necessary.
He narrows his eyes. You know, considering your nature, I didn't consider that you would be a bleeding heart about that sort of thing, but let me make one thing clear. I don't tolerate ozone. I don't tolerate ozone addicts. So if you need to rough them up, or even if you don't, I'm not going to say no.
Oh, well, even parasites have a right to exist, I suppose.
That's where you and I disagree, Icepeak. He just irons his shirt really hard. That's where you and I disagree. And the smoke starts to rise up from the shirt. Oops. I burnt it. He holds up the shirt. It's got a big burn mark on it. Haha. Should have hired one of those robots to do this for me, huh?
It is perhaps time to learn.
Wait, why do you say that?
I think everyone should be able to look their best.
No. You said time as in what is it in the present right now that makes you think that I need to learn how to iron my shirts? Are you trying to say something, Icepeak?
It does not seem like you are practiced.
Kind of just lifts his chin. Okay. Things are fine, by the way. Everything's great. Go raid a drug den and hit them if you. I should probably go. Maybe I should go with you.
That I believe the chief is too important for such things. I can handle it.
Okay. I'll just be here. Do you know anything that can get a burn mark out of a shirt?
I do not believe that is possible.
He looks. He casually glances over at a small bottle of bleach and then glances at you. We'll see about that.
Well, the fibers will still be dead.
Goodbye, Icepeak. Get out of my office now.
She just turns around and leaves, like without even a goodbye. Like this was too. She does not understand how to comfort this man.
There is just the quiet hiss of the iron and the gentle glug glug of a bottle of bleach.
Oh my! Oh God!
You have permission to raid the House of the Rising Sun. The matter of ghosts or demons, you'd usually want your samurai there for that.
Okay, I'll get Harlan. Yeah.
Harlan is not available.
Oh, who's the other one?
That is where we will make one today and right now. You will make the secondary samurai for your group.
Okay.
No one can replace Menudo.
Rip Menudo.
So we will roll on a scale on a die of 1d10 how experienced this samurai is.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Whoa, you got a fucking mega vet. This guy is as experienced as Harlan, whoever or she is.
We got lucky.
We're gonna roll on we're gonna flip a coin to decide if they're friendly towards you. One is yes, two is no. They are. They're extremely friendly towards you. Wow.
Why is this the best police samurai
killing
ever?
We're gonna roll to see.
DM starts sweating.
Do you think they're our boss?
DM just starts sweating.
No, we're trying to decide what else we can roll on. I guess
technically
How
we can
bossy are
roll.
they?
We can even roll on style. There's enough because you roll a 1d4 to see what it is, and then roll, whatever. So he's a gazing, and then I guess depending on how you want to break it down, you could either do one.
Let's take a look at the samurai style real quick. So they're a gazing.
If you do a 1d16, if that's a thing you could do, like a fake, like force a roll, and do that like twice, you can technically get two different numbers.
So 14 and a 2. So I think that makes them a wolf.
River.
Gazing river wolf?
Yeah, gazing river wolf.
Ooh.
Sounds cool.
Strange combination.
Let's see.
That's kind of monstrous. I think that combo is actually pretty beastly. Clash at no cost, and then they get
and then they get a free +2 if somebody tries to run.
Jesus.
Yeah, guy's just gonna fucking murder you hard. If he doesn't get you in the clash, they can get you on the attempt to escape.
Can we roll for gender?
Yeah, one of you roll 1d2. One is male, two is female.
Okay.
It's a lady.
Dolly Parton.
Really? Dolly Parton?
I just thought it was funny.
She could be your demon person. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Harlan's your dual guy. This could be your demon person.
Yeah, so maybe she lost someone to a demon at some point, or
I'd like to offer up working a 9 to 5 as her drive.
Yeah.
She really wanted a normal.
She wanted
normal
a job.
Hours. Yeah, just normal hours. Just
I was gonna recommend that
not
for
fucking
sword.
wild, and then got stuck as the samurai at the police station. I was just like, well, it's a living. Just.
She used to be a samurai from one of the clans. She could have been a jaguar or one of the American clans that isn't a Valentine clan. But in any event, her man was stolen by a demon named Jolene.
Oh.
And so she became a demon hunter. And she just wants to work a regular 9 to 5 to put her life back together, try to meet someone nice that isn't going to be stolen by a demon. And she has her sights set on Mr. Westwood. Not uncommon in the office for somebody to get a crush on Westwood. It's mostly because he's so nice. But usually he lets them down gently.
Of course he would.
It's likely that she joined sort of the police force recently as a way to make money while she looks for a more decent way to make a living that doesn't involve swords and fighting. She seems to, like you said, wants just to work a 9 to 5, and this is about the closest she's going to get as a samurai, is working as a cop. Otherwise, you're just you're murking people that are trying to steal shipments, or you're fighting dudes Highlander style. She's not really interested in that.
I mean, the police benefits are great, like the pension and everything. It's got everything a woman could want. Unfortunately, she has to deal with all this weird shit that gets dumped in with it.
All right, and their motto: "It costs a lot of money to look this cheap." That is an actual Dolly Parton
Yes,
quote.
that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of her. Yeah.
She doesn't dress like Dolly Parton, like, at home. She has, like, a wig.
God, one of the songs she has is "Anything's Better Than Nothing." That might also be kind of.
That's a good stunt name.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
All right, now I got to get a picture for. Where's that picture of her where she looks badass with like her husband? There we go. How do I get a higher definition version? There's like an old picture of her with her husband where she looks like super cool with her 50s updo, or like 60s updo, I think it was at the time.
Reverse Google search it?
No, I found it.
Okay.
But I have to find higher definition version of it. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I guess she looks pretty bad. That she looks like a badass fighter with that. She could be a badass samurai with that hairstyle.
It's where she keeps her sword. Hide it in the hair.
That's hardcore.
Oh, what is her sword?
Good question. What kind of sword do you expect Dolly Parton to use? Out of
It's a guitar.
curiosity.
It's an actual guitar.
I was gonna say a gun, but again, I might just be thinking about the little whorehouse in Texas.
I kind of just admit I was like a minigun shaped like a guitar.
Oh, so you're thinking more of like the mariachi, just like it looks like a guitar case, but it's got a bunch of weird shit in it.
That's fine.
Yes.
The sword is the sword is the case. The weapons inside are what the sword makes when it
It's just a
like blue
trunk.
smoke. Yeah, like it's trunk full of weapons.
So there's like blue smoke inside of the guitar case.
I'm gonna say when she inhales the blue smoke, it puts her into a battle frenzy or trance.
A berserker? Hell yeah.
She's a
Dolly Parton the berserker. I'm here. All right.
She's too nice for this.
okay. She her plus is her case holds seemingly endless amounts of weapons, and it emits blue smoke that causes her to go into a battle trance. The downside is her memory gets hazy when the trance is over. So she may get very violent and not remember that.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
boy.
She's like a little bit of a drug addict.
A little bit. Hold on, y'all. Let me just go ahead and sniff this battle smoke.
Whoa.
Real quick.
Just inhale some of this battle mist.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, so we need to give her a drive. Her drive is going to be work. Her approach is going to be what should one of her approaches? She needs an approach and a skill. So how do you picture someone like this approaching a problem, like a social conflict or a fight?
I'm kind of picturing like almost head on, even kind of reckless, maybe in a way.
What was her style with her sword?
Gazing Riverwolf.
Like blunt or critical or I guess blunt works.
Reverse Uno card. That's how I see her. Don't know how to explain that though.
Yeah, she's very no nonsense.
Yeah. Like she can deflect
A very
things.
no nonsense Southern woman.
She has I want to do alliteration so bad. Work, blunt and bless. Work at +3, blunt at +2, bless at +1. Bless
Of
is in
course.
bless your heart.
Bless your
Yes.
heart.
The most devastating Southern insult.
I
a Southern woman could deal.
just realized her and the dispatcher is gonna get along real well.
Sure, that could even be how she got the job. Dispatcher was like, "Hey, we're looking for somebody." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll come work there." First, you got to talk to your local samurai. So you go to recruit local samurai. Harlan isn't in. There is a samurai on the force who's a little bit better than him when it comes to dealing with demons. Maybe even talk to her once or twice. Her name is Dolly.
Oh, look at her hair.
The higher the hair, the faster she sends you to God.
A little bit.
So you want
You know
to?
that old thing.
You just want to ask her about slaying a demon or whatever,
Um,
I mean,
or
maybe do
ghosts?
some small talk first.
hey,
Yeah.
I guess Dr. Icepeak appears in her door as an ominous figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is wearing a pair of reading glasses and trying to type on her Uzik. They're gonna love this picture. Hello. She calmly takes off her glasses and puts them down after folding them. What can I do for y'all?
I may be in need of your assistance.
What assistance might that be?
There are rumors of a ghost in a drug den, which I think may be demonic. We are unsure.
She blinks a few times. You sure you didn't need something like, I don't know, nice casserole recipe or something? There's got to be demons.
I am afraid I'm on a liquid only diet. I do not. Yeah, I'm afraid it must be demons.
Is that how you stay so thin?
Uh, amongst other, yes, correct. That is why I stay so thin.
Do you think maybe I should try that?
I do not think it would go well for you. A simple mix of greens would. I would talk to Mikey on this subject.
Fair enough. Maybe I'll ask him. He likes salad, right? She starts poking her midsection. I need to do something about this. All right, demons, you say? I guess I might be able to help you with that. Maybe. I, she kind of gets up from her desk. You notice it's covered with kind of like very nice, some crocheted pieces. There's like a picture frame of a man with his face marked out with marker, but it's bedazzled around the frame. Um, there's also a dartboard with a woman's face on it and many darts that have all hit center target.
I am sorry for disturbing you.
What do you mean? It's not disturbing. I was just looking at some funny. You see this? She holds her Uzik up at you. See, this is my Uzik knows who I am, and I've been using it for long enough. And today, without me asking, it showed me a picture of a funny monkey, and she shows you the clip. It's just a monkey falling down after trying to like snatch a banana off of a tree. See that?
Yes, a funny monkey.
But isn't it funny? Don't you think? She looks back at the phone. Humans evolved over countless years from ancestors not unlike this one. Yeah, what have we done with our time but make a digital assistant that's just now shown us this as if we're supposed to laugh at it? She just stares at it for a moment. Well, that doesn't mean anything. She puts the music away. What do you say we go take care of that old spooky ghost problem, a demon or whatever? I don't know. I'm just, you know, I just got off my lunch break, with dinner technically. Do you like? Oh, that's right. All liquid diet. So you don't like macaroni and cheese, but I made some really nice macaroni and cheese. She starts like collecting some of her things to put back into her desk.
I'm afraid. Yes, I do not eat macaroni and cheese.
Do they have macaroni and cheese in Russia? That's where you're from, right? Russia?
Yes, they have all the. Yes, they have that there.
She's just casually screwing a silencer onto a like very long barreled pistol. Huh. So they do have. What kind of cheese do they like in Russia? Is it like cheesky or like um she kind of like taps her chin like and then points at you. Or do they like, is it like Russian blue cheese or something? Like they just add Russian to it? And then she like lifts her leg up onto the desk and slides like a knife into her like leg holster.
There are many cheeses, but I have always only pretended to eat them.
Makes you a lot like my ex-husband. He pretended to like my cooking too till he found a better meal across town. Okay, let's go take care of that problem. She racks a shotgun and then loads it into a case.
Well, I have never had a husband either. I'm sure that can be difficult if they lie to you.
Honey, you ain't been married yet. You're lucky. I'd say avoid it. Like a bullet coming your way, it's nothing but trouble. And quite frankly, if I could go back in time and strangle myself before I ever said yes and I do, I would do it in a heartbeat without any hesitation. I wouldn't blink. I'd kill my younger self and deny myself in the future in existence, simply for the fact that it would make that bastard just a little bit less smug, walking around like he don't owe anybody anything, which by the way he does. I don't know how many pounds he's got packing right now of flesh, but twice that. There's interest. If I find him, she runs her thumb across her throat. Dead, dead, dead.
Well, I think that is more protective than unexisting yourself.
Maybe. Science fiction has shown us that many things are possible out there if we apply our knowledge in the appropriate ways. The fantastic can be quite real. Speaking of fantastic, have you seen Westwood today? My goodness, she fans herself.
I believe he is also interested in Jesus.
Is he? She just starts leaning really close to you as you say that. Did he say what kind of cheese, by any chance, that he likes and prefers?
I only know that it is an event that I'm sure you are invited to.
No, I didn't get that invitation.
Are you sure? I believe it is a office event.
Oh, an office event. Well, then I must be invited, of course. Silly me. He's probably so busy trying to pick out those nice colognes that he puts on. It's got to take a lot of work. Um, Tell you what, let's go take care of this demon thing real quick. You can tell me all about, um, you know, kind of this event that's coming up with Westwood because he didn't tell me about it because he must have forgotten. It's just understandable that he would forget.
I do not intend to go myself, as I cannot eat cheeses. But
That's
perhaps
right. You can go as moral support though.
for eating cheeses.
No, honey. Do you want this demon slayed or not?
I very much wish this demonic presence to be slain.
Great, then you'll be my +1.
I will go to the event.
I'm also need you to do something for me.
Yes.
I need you to split into a bunch of different. Isn't that what you do? You split into a bunch of eels.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to just peek over his shoulder while he's typing and see if he's got a list of cheese that he likes.
I believe you could just ask Claudia.
You know what? You're asking too many questions now, and you're making me nervous. Let me check my weapons to make sure that I've got them all in here. She puts her case on the table and just opens it up, revealing just.
No, she'll put her hand on the case, close it, and say, like, I'm sure I can get you that information.
Oh, thank you. Bless your heart. Oh, dear. You know, I don't really believe everything that everyone says about you around here. I think you're a nice person.
I do not listen to what people say about me.
That's good. That's good. She just smiles and nods. All right, let's get going. You lead the way, dear partner.
Yes. I would go. She'll, like, very uncomfortably turn and walk away too quickly.
Dolly follows you.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll go get the rest of the team together.
And at any pace you walk, she will walk the same pace. Any pace.
I just see her as kind of gliding. Kind of weird.
Once you get the team together and assembled, you can go to the head on to the House of the Rising Sun if you'd like.
Yes.
The House of the Rising Sun is, to say the least, this is a shady location. That's a scene aspect. You're looking for one particular woman within the House of the Rising Sun. There's a lot of different little rooms in there. Dolly will be there to help keep off any. Well, you don't know what's there, but she'll deal with it. basically. In the meantime, I'll say there's roughly probably 30-odd rooms, including kitchens, bathrooms, basement areas. It's a very big. This place used to be apparently some kind of early, we'll say strip mall that all got converted into one big house, sort of. Somebody bought it on the cheap and began to try to turn it into residential zoning. They largely succeeded, except for the fact that nobody wanted to move in because this became the trenches, and then the people who could pay the least or could afford it were usually people that were doing very shady activities. So it wasn't too long before somebody got a hold of the property deed and turned it into what it currently is, which is one big, as some would call it, a mansion of poverty. That's what it feels like. The construction is hasty, slapdash. The windows are often boarded over, covered, masked, curtained, blackout shades everywhere. The interior is very strangely clean at times. It looks like something moves through there and just wipes up every single detail. And on top of that, the residents within the House of the Rising Sun are in various states of, intoxication, whether it's alcohol, drugs, anything. There's a lot of zombies inside of here. Still cleaner than you might expect, at the very least. The very distinct smell of flowers can be detected around some corners and near some walls where there's also a condensation. Icepeak, you can give me, if you want to determine what that condensation is or what the source is, go ahead and give me an experiment roll. I would assume you'd want to know. You can determine that it's some type of bodily fluid.
Ooh.
Something clear, so probably saliva.
Someone's licking the walls?
It seems that way.
Okay. Icepeak keeps her gloves on.
Dolly, being somewhat familiar with the House of the Rising Sun, as it's a frequent hot spot for supernatural activity, is wearing just pretty much a full body hazmat suit, including like additional clearance for her hair up top so it doesn't get crushed.
Okay.
So what is it that y'all are looking for in here?
We are looking for the cause of the ghost stories, as well as Jenny got it.
Jenny got it?
Yeah, here, and he'll pull out. Yeah, he'll show her the photo again.
Dolly will look it over.
Be
Oh,
careful.
she's pretty.
Also known as Jenny the Knife.
Oh, that's not so pretty. Is that a name because she's got a knife on her, or is it a name because she's like an assassin, or?
She has something like a very sharp knife-like object that can cut through things. I think that is what it refers to.
What do you mean? Like not a knife, but so is it a sword or?
It's part
Kind
of her
of?
body, so.
Yes.
Oh, she's one of you folk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I didn't really come here to sword fight with a nice merfolk, mer person. What is the correct term?
Out of character, what is the correct term?
There is none really.
Okay.
Just call us whatever you think would be appropriate to you.
Yes, all of the above.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call you a sweetheart because y'all a bunch of sweethearts to me.
Aww.
Aww.
All right, y'all go ahead and you do what you need to do, and I'll watch your back in case there's a demon that pops out. Now, I'm not saying that there might be some loud gunfire, but there might be some loud gunfire. I guess I am saying there will be loud gunfire. I can try to keep the decibels low, but and she just shrugs.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Just do your best, dear.
I will, sweetie. Thank you. Y'all be safe in here because there's a lot of needles and such, and I don't want anybody getting poked. I'm gonna have to rush you to the hospital.
Yeah, that's fair.
She slides on a pair of brass knuckles over her gloves. I get to try these on finally. I've been waiting.
What do you need For the demon?
Nah, the junkies. They like to get grabby. So I like to get, well, punchy, I suppose. Boxy? Yeah, I like to box sometimes.
Try not to kill them.
Oh, I never do, dear. Don't worry. I've been through here a few times. Y'all
Have
be
you?
y'all be safe and clean. I'm just gonna be going through. What are you looking at? She looks at one of the junkies.
No.
They get scared immediately. Yeah, that's right. Dolly's back. Don't forget it. And then she just like does a quick up nod towards that guy and then walks off.
All right.
So you
Let's-
currently have 40 rooms or so 30 rooms, I think I said. 30 rooms or so to look through. Where do you want to how do you want to do your search? You want to all go together and search like room by room, or do you want to just each take a room?
I can start peeling apart.
True. You can't split into a swarm. Why don't you, go ahead and give me a slither roll, I guess.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, Mikey can split off too. As a scout, I move twice as fast in travel, so I'm just gone.
Okay. Quickly slurping around.
Yeah, riding that slime.
We'll say that if it seems like the group is splitting up, I'll give you each individual rolls to determine if you can track someone down or not. But you'll also, on your when you're doing stuff, go ahead and I'm going to ask for a 1d30 roll too. So, Icepeak, you're up first. You gave a slither roll. You're splitting up to check multiple rooms. Give me a 1d30. Close, but you can determine that having met Jenny Got It, as your eels are slithering around, it seems like there may be traces of her in the environment in some way, a distinct smell that she had or something along those lines, maybe a shampoo, something. You're not far, but it's also just not there yet. Your slither roll helps you to kind of
Can I
sneak around without getting too much attention. What's that?
can I give the rest of the group a general direction?
Sure, you can tell them that it's near
Mm,
somewhere around, you'll say quadrant 26 or room 26.
okay.
Go ahead, Mikey, and give me a 1d30 roll. And you're just scouting around, right?
Yeah.
Cold. Go ahead and give me what do you got? All-seeing eyes, I think, or wanderlust, either one, whichever one you'd prefer as your approach for how you're searching for this woman. Okay. You're able to kind of again successfully like search around without like getting any attention where you don't want it. Maybe it's because of your just laid back appearance or the fact that nobody wants to talk to a dude who's just slurping and slurping around. But so far, nobody's giving you any trouble. You do notice that there is a guy who attempts to walk out the front door. Since you rolled a 3, you're near the front. He attempts to walk out, spins around on his foot, pivots, and then just walks right back in.
Okay.
Yep, he looked like he was going to leave, but then he didn't.
Did I recognize him? Could that have been nobody, or was that just somebody completely
just
different?
some random person. One of the random people that you've seen strung out around here as you've been searching around. He just was going to leave, and then he didn't leave. Really weird, because it looked like he was walking straight out the door, and then he just did a full U-turn and walked right back in.
Can I look in the room he just re-entered?
Sure. It's not far from where you are, and it's got like a small hot plate, some blankets, a shitty mattress, a couple comic books. Nothing really out of the ordinary about it. When he sits back down on the mattress, he just sits and stares. You can see he's just repeating, "Can't get away. Can't get away. Can't get away."
Mikey will like knock on the open door or like the frame of the door, and we'll just go, from who or what?
He stares at you. And then he starts screaming. He's just screaming at the top of his lungs. He's screaming.
Sorry. And Mikey will make a run for it down the hall, like past him to keep looking.
Okay. As you're running away down the hall, you see Dolly kind of like walking towards that direction. She has just pulled what looks like a you ever see one of those like little half-sized baseball bats that they keep behind the bar, like a club?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just pulled one
Yeah,
of
like
those out of her
like a
guitar
chair leg
case.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
I forget what they're called.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Blackjack?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like a club, just a billy club almost. Like, yeah, she's pulled one out of her guitar case and seems to be walking into the direction of that room. Claudia, you're a social person, so I assume. How do you want to do this approach? Because you're like, you want to just like ask around, or do you want to just like sneak around, or what do you want to? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, she'll talk around. She'll try to talk and talk around and try to get a good idea of where Ginny might be.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a 1d30 roll and roll your say I guess secret sniffer again. You're not far off from where Mikey's been. Still cold, but go ahead and give me a secret sniffer. Yeah, again, you're avoiding detection, so you're doing okay. Some of the questions you're asking are a little bit invasive, but not making anyone too uncomfortable. They'll tell you that if you show them a picture of Jenny, maybe a few of them will recognize her, but nobody really they're not so familiar with her that they even know much about her habits or if she's even there. One in particular will tell you that she did indeed threaten them with a blade. And they're very specific to tell you it was not a knife or a sword, but a blade that came out of their body.
Oh dear.
Enya, go ahead and do the same 1d30. And I'm assuming you're also taking a social tact because you're a negotiator.
Yeah.
Also cold. Actually, go ahead and give me a connect roll. Oof. Okay, so this is super hard for you. As an Atlantean, these are a lot of merfolk who they would be way better off in Atlantis. Like, there's no reason for them to be here and suffering except for the fact that they want to live in this fucking abomination of an existence compared to what the high life is like or even just common life is like in Atlantis. Like, there's nothing like this there. There aren't just like places where they just have people just let them like live like this. Yet here in the trenches in the House of the Rising Sun, you see your fellow merfolk just dead in the eyes, like no hopes, no like dreams, nothing there, no light. This place is dark, and the more you try to connect with people to try and get like social details, the more you're feeling the dark depressive nature of this place, and maybe even of Stella Marie in some regards. These people have been discarded and ignored in a lot of ways as well. Some of them are scarred up, even though they have great regenerative abilities, which means that some of the drugs that they're doing or just their general injuries have slowed down their physical capabilities. And mentally speaking, mermen are quite a bit more acute and sharp than humans are, especially at learning new skills and memorizing things. But these people, some of them, it's like they're in a daze or a dream. Like their brains just are slow, slogged, just cold even. Um, this is kind of a depressing place for anybody, much less for you, somebody who has seen the glory of Atlantis. Um, all that having been said, though, you will see that. Well, I guess how does your character react to that first, seeing all that?
She thinks that I guess she's gonna think like, man, I should really connect with Claudia and like this is really wow, I don't know. We've got to be able to do some sort of community outreach or something for this. But she has to like stay focused and, try to ask these people, do you recognize, you know, I guess she's got a picture.
Okay. One of the addicts there, seeing kind of like recognizing something about in you or about you, maybe the way you walk, maybe the way you're talking to people, just kind of tugs your sleeve and says, "Hey, you're from the city, right? You're from Atlantis. That's where you're from."
Yeah, friend. Hey.
It's a very, very skinny woman with visible gills and kind of like blacked out eyes. This looks like a Twilight mermaid. Though, judging by how skinny she is, visible ribs beneath pretty ratty shirt. Um, doesn't look like she's doing too hot. Um, she once she has your attention, says, "All right, I used to, I used to be there too. I used to be from there, long time. I guess you still got like a soul, huh?" She just stares at you blankly.
What? Well, you have a soul too, still. Yeah, hey. And you can still say that you're from there. Not that you used to be.
Mm, no, I'm from the House of the Rising Sun now. You'll figure out the difference someday. Since you're a good person, maybe you can help the girl in room 24. She wasn't doing so well last time I saw her.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll absolutely welfare check her. Thank you. I'll go right now.
She just kind of nods her head and holds herself and walks away, kind of drifting more than walking, really. Her feet drag as she does. Um, if you go inspect room 24, you will find two things. One is a bunch of what look like plastic blister cap, um, uh, just wrappers that are just spread around, um, emptied. This is a common way that ozone can be distributed. These little blister cap things, they look like little regular pharmaceuticals. Um, Comes in a pill form if you don't take it as an eyedropper. Um, the other thing you'll find is your missing person. Jenny got it. With bleeding eyes and shallow breath, she is just sprawled out on a mattress, half transformed with her long blade arms, um, one of them just sticking out. You can see that there are stains on it, red, and there are stains on her leg beneath her dress, also red. In fact, those same marks are on her arm. It looks like she's been cutting herself, and from the way that she's just lying there, surrounded by blister caps, maybe overdosing at this point.
Oh no, oh no. Enya's gonna go try to shake her to see if she's conscious.
She's out of it completely.
Okay, she's gonna pick her up. Can she?
Yeah, she's not heavy. You're strong.
Yeah, she's gonna try to. Well, they have a way to communicate to each other, right?
Sure. Yeah. By phone, music, or yeah, consider it to be like your radio.
The music. This is Enya. I found Jenny. I'm in room 24, and she's not doing well at all.
one of the people from the room next door, room 23, kind of like pops out when they hear that. They seem shocked to see that Jenny in her state. She was just giving away all her stuff. I thought she hit the lottery or something. What's going on here? She dying? There's a bit of a little bit of a a hubbub going on in the halls as someone mentions that there might be someone dying in one of the rooms. You can even hear one of the other people further down the hall say, "She got any stuff left to take?"
And this is a lot for Enya. There is a medical emergency happening, but it's under control. She doesn't know what to do about her room, so she's just gonna leave that.
Okay. As for the rest of you, Jenny has been technically secured. She will require medical attention. She is not communicative right now. Icepeak, you're on the scene and you have medical expertise, so
Yeah,
you can determine more about that.
She would rush in and do whatever is the stopgap until we can get to get the emergency in. So
unfortunately, when it comes to ozone, the stopgap, you'll find out is that you cannot let their eyes close for too long. They have to blink, because if they stop opening their eyes, they will not open them again, which they will fade off and eventually see something truly remarkable, something so amazing that they will not return to their body.
So you have to keep their eyes open and like what?
Yep.
Okay. Then I guess I hold her eyes open and use some of my eels to like wet her eyes occasionally.
You're gonna use your eels to lick her eyeball?
Well, not like lick, but like I'm sure like the we can use it to like pour a little water or something in there.
Okay.
Because I got teeth. I don't think I have a tongue technically.
Your eels spit water into Jenny's eyes.
Oh, yeah. That's happening.
That's okay. It'll keep her alive. Are you guys?
I'm a doctor. No, I was thinking like eye drops, but I don't know if I have like them in my medical kit. I probably would. I have a basic medical kit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. You can use those. I'll say Enya and Claudia, you should probably write down in your sheets, or you can just try to remember. You have contacts here in the Rising Sun, House of the Rising Sun. If you need to do an investigation that requires you to either communicate with or track down people that may be in the less fortunate part of town, House of the Rising Sun is where you'll be able to find them. It's also might be a location where you can find people hiding.
Okay, got it.
Dolly is unsuccessful in, well, actually, let's roll to see if she is successful or not in cleansing whatever demon is here. That'll be a quick roll. It's a passive opposition of, yeah, she doesn't make it. Dolly, unfortunately, cannot seem to track down the demon that may be haunting the House of the Rising Sun, though she has marked it down that it is a demon-haunted area, which means that it could be more difficult to do your investigations here until that demon is cleared. So the next time any of you come, you can bring Dolly along with you, and she can try to exorcise it for you. But for right now, she couldn't track it down. It's too slippery.
Okay.
She will, of course, when she sees that you have a girl that's all cut up, she'll say, "Oh dear, that's just awful."
Yeah, speaking of haunting, Enya has like her eyes basically shattered over because that house was a haunting experience for her. She's never really been in a den like that. And, you know, stumbling across this girl like that, also rough. Back to back.
Mikey, you're an observant person. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fellow cop who's looks very visibly shaken?
Yeah, when he rejoins the group after running away from the screaming man, he'll see Enya's looking a little shaken and just be like, "Hey,
you okay? This is kind of a lot for anybody. So, especially somebody kind of new, um, new to, I guess, the rest of the world. This can also be a bit of a lot.
Yeah, it kind of is. I know this is, not everything's gonna be like back home, but there's a lot of work to do, and I don't know. Just gotta process, you know?
Oh yeah, Mikey nods his head and just goes,
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Unfortunately, for everything good that happens, there's always some kind of like dark side. It's like a coin, two different faces, but same thing.
Yeah, you're right. And there can be a lot of good in the world.
No, exactly. I mean, we found Jennifer, so that's a good thing, and hopefully we can figure out what happened, and we can put this all to bed, and everything can be fine. We can uh we can help Heather get the justice she deserves.
Yeah, you're right, Mikey. Thanks.
So once you get Jenny to the proper medical care, um, I'm assuming as soon as she can talk, you probably want to question her, which could take like a probably we'll say couple hours, right around the time the sun is beginning to rise, after a night of investigation and rummaging through these dark places. Who wants to be? I guess Icepeak. You are the one
Okay.
to. You're the lead, so you should probably do the questioning. I imagine.
All right.
Um, how do you want to proceed with your questioning of Jenny Goddard is in a hospital in Stella Marie. Not the best location, not the best, you know, um, facilities, but it's adequate. Adequate enough not only in um, saving her life, but in the protective measures that have to be taken against someone who has a blade coming out of their body. She is like fully restrained, like fully restrained. Very heavy metal bonds and chains are used to keep her arms and legs in place. And there is also an armed guard with a very heavy looking rifle kind of by the door. They don't take chances with people like this, that's for sure.
Mm. Uh.
Did
Well.
Icepeak want to bring someone?
You can if
Would
you
you
want.
Yeah. Would you like to come along, Enya?
Or whoever.
Okay. I think you're probably the most comforting, which we might need.
Or Claudia.
Either. Do either of you want to come along? Icepeak's not that good with people.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, take Claudia.
Okay. Well, Icepeak once more darkens the door of someone's day.
Okay. Jenny is just staring up at the ceilings, kind of half in, half out, or hybrid form. You see that she indeed does have like sort of a very thick shell, kind of orange spiked sections of her shoulders stick out, jut out. An antenna kind of parts its way through her hair, and next to her mouth are those some smaller pincers. They're jutted out from her cheek. Um, but the gaze in her eyes is just as dead as whenever you saw her earlier. In fact, it may even be more so. Despite all the bonds and restraints, she is not trying to struggle or resist. She's just staring at the ceiling.
I do not believe we are feeling any better.
She doesn't respond. In fact, she doesn't even look at you.
Would you like something to drink, dear?
Poison.
Poison?
I want the blood of Avicii. I want to drink it and die. She kind of slowly looks over at you, Claudia. Do you have the blood of Avicii in your veins? Can you give me some?
I do not think so. I'm not even sure what you're talking about, really.
Oh, well, what she's talking about is literally a blood type merman. They're extremely venomous, very poisonous.
No.
She wants to literally drink the blood of one so she can die.
I'm afraid we aren't that merciful. Now we need to talk.
She looks back at the ceiling. I did it. I killed her.
Why? Were you jealous?
That's right. I was jealous. She had to go.
Then why did you lie about Tommy Tuttle?
I wanted to hurt his reputation. I wanted to destroy him. And then I changed my mind. I did it. And she starts to cry. So that's it. Should have never come to Guam.
You came together, did you not, to this island?
She nods slowly. We did. But it was a lifetime ago. Whole lifetime.
Were you not family?
When you say that, she actually manages to break free of her restraints, completely shearing through the chains with that bladed arm. And with the howling shriek, just tears into the wall, the bed, starts cutting all around herself, even cutting herself in a frenzy. You're in a room with someone that has a giant bladed weapon attached to their body. They have a death wish. They confess to a crime, and you just triggered the ever loving shit out of her. Reminding her of the guilt that she felt. She has no choice now but to just lose herself to a more primal nature. You have seen this before, likely. When a merman is cornered, Dagonite or not, when they've lost all hope, all avenues, they just kind of revert back to this more primordial state of mind, more animal-like, more vicious, and incredibly deadly, especially for humans to deal with. But for mermen, it can definitely also be a problem. This
Yeah.
is a sort of death frenzy.
So there's no way to bring her out of it, I suppose.
No way to what?
Bring her out of it.
Oh, yeah, no, that is possible. It's a very high difficulty, but you absolutely could.
Okay. Well, before Claudia doesn't exactly want to put her down, but
There is a guard with a gun who will definitely shoot this person, though. I just want to remind you of that. So, this is kind of either you're
yeah,
going to be able to do this, or she's going to get just completely lit up with a round that could probably pierce through, like a couple inches of steel.
yeah, she's gonna like try to calm her down and bring her back down to earth. Kind of like, okay, listen, I get that it's all dangerous and you feel like you've lost everything and you've lost hope and you've lost, your love, you've lost family and everything, but we can't have your death on our hands. You've got to calm down, you know.
You're gonna have to roll, I guess. Passive difficulty for this is gonna be a 6. No,
Oh,
7. We're gonna go with
okay.
7. Mhm.
All right.
Mom mode. So you got that. So you get a +3 because you're trying to. That's your stunt.
Yep. All right.
So that puts you at a 6, and then you need to
Yep.
spend a
And
fate point.
I will spend a fate point and wait. Hold on. I need to. Uh, since she's a voice, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, this is why this is good to copy that down into your stunt section. By the way, whatever your thing is. So I recommend doing that so you don't have to
Yeah.
refer back to the channel. Because you're a voice, you get
Target automatically receives that charmed.
yeah. If you're you would need to invoke your voice mode basically for that. So you just invoke your voice slayer.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, she's not going to physically attack you. Got that going for you. Um, so you're trying to calm her down in like a motherly way.
Yep.
You're invoking your voice slayer. She is 1 inch away from putting that blade through your head, like right between your eyes when your words reach her. And with this sort of sweat on her face and this crazed look in her eyes, she starts to calm down her breathing and slowly lowers the blade away from your face. Behind you is a guard with a rifle trained right on her. Icepeak, is there any kind of do you give
Yeah,
do you give like a
I just
signal or
yeah, I just hold my hand up to tell him to wait, like I would have.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You absolutely stop her in her tracks. She will not hurt you. She is currently charmed. Put that as a mild consequence that she has right now. Okay. So you have her charmed currently. What do you want to do after that?
Plenty of look to Icepeak. is- She did just confess. But do you believe her? After all, if she did confess, we do have to arrest her, unfortunately, but that's how it goes.
Dr. Icepeak nods. She must. She is also a harm to herself. It would be best to.
Question: is there like I guess a psychiatric facility kind of thing for mermen?
No. There's only one prison they go to. It's an
And
off island. It's an off island holding facility, and it is not nice. It's really not nice. They do not care about mental health at all.
What about Atlantis?
Getting someone extradited to Atlantis is an incredibly diplomatically difficult thing to do, especially if they're a criminal in a murder investigation. There's a lot of reasons why that would be difficult. Not the least of which is they have like measures in place to make sure that people can't come over, commit a murder or whatever crime, and then claim that they're a refugee and then go back to Atlantis, flee to Atlantis and say, "Oh, we got it," haha. So they have to have measures in place to kind of ward against that because people pulled it.
Ooh, this is messy.
Yeah.
'Cause she's clearly not well, and just tossing her into prison. Doesn't sound like a great idea. Oof. What can we do in this situation?
It's up to you guys. I mean, as far as like what you can do from a police perspective, she confessed to the crime. She's a suspect. It matches everything. She was the one she admitted to sending the body parts. She did clean her apartment. You found the bleached carpeting. It's possible that she is just completely taking the fall, but it's hard to try to justify continuing the investigation unless you really want to go that extra step, you know? And you can, but it's extremely difficult. So you have to decide, do you want to press the matter and possibly make an enemy of the Valentine clan? Because if you continue to press the matter like that, after they give you the information, tell you who she is, they're going to take that as kind of a hostile action towards them. If you're trying to extort them or shake them down or squeeze them.
Especially if she did do it, because
Especially if she did do it.
yeah, but I don't. This feels like
Ooh.
something we need to keep visiting her on, which is like a time thing, which means she goes to prison.
I mean, she goes to prison.
Yep.
The prison needs a name. What do you guys want to call it?
I kind of already had Folsom Prison.
Folsom?
Named after
Or Folsom?
Folsom, yeah.
Folsom, okay, so Folsom Prison. Real prison, but here also a prison. Folsom, named after the Johnny Cash song, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, that was the immediate one reason I thought of that.
Okay. Well, do we consider the case to be closed then? Prosecution will likely be very swift. Normally in this case, we would make a prosecutor. In fact, we still could if you'd like. In fact, we probably should, because you can make recommendations to the prosecutor about sentencing and such. So,
okay.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
This is a way simpler thing than a samurai. It's just a name, a couple of aspects, and we determine their legal skill with some rolls.
Okay.
I'm just going to use a random name generator for this one.
No? Okay.
This is just kind of a... oh my god, I can't use this name. Ventriti something.
Just the Italian prosecutor.
Their name is Fin Fianbara. My god, what a name. We'll determine... Yeah?
Wait, did you say Fin?
Fin Fianbara.
Okay.
All right, sure. Yeah.
Just like before, we determine their legal skill. They're pretty reasonably. They're a experienced lawyer.
Okay.
We'll determine how old they are. 79 years old.
Damn.
Okay.
Long should have retired.
I was really hoping it would roll in the single digits for a child, a prosecutor. Because yes, I will roll. I will use that.
12 years old.
Male or female?
Well, that is a different roll.
Okay.
They are corrupt.
Oh,
Of course.
good.
Great.
Then male or female? They're male.
Okay.
So a really old, corrupt man.
Of course.
Okay, here we go. So Fin Fianbara, he's an old corrupt man. He's experienced. He's probably close to retiring. Lars Van Furen. Keep that one. We'll use that for something else.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was thinking. I was like, who's some real like lawyery ass musicians? And I was like, Metallica. They ruined the music industry with it.
Nah.
So I was like, let me just throw together their names real quick.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, Lars Ulrich, that's the perfect one. Some German ass lawyer.
I like the Lars von Metallic more, I think.
Well, it's, yeah, von Fjoren, which is German for like metal.
Oh.
Okay, so Finn Fiambara against your case with Jenny. Let's open that sheet up. Okay. So this old man is, well, first of all, let's change some things. Give this a better name at some point. It's still shady. Finn is your prosecutor, so you can. I'm gonna say Icepeak, you're the lead. You can meet with them beforehand, and I guess Claudia too, or whoever you want to bring with you to try to talk to the prosecutor before he brings his case. What would you like to say to Finn? Any of you, you can enter his office. I mean, you guys are all cops. You're free to, engage with prosecutors like this quickly, or just, whatever if you'd like. Now, time to work on my old man voice.
She'd invite the group as a whole to come with her, but she's very businesslike. So if you were going to want to fight for this, it's going to be in your court. So.
Okay, that means that any of you that want to keep her from getting the book thrown at her, you're going to have to, really advocate for her strongly, because Finn is known to be a prosecutor who really goes hard after merfolk whenever they come up in court.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Boy. Oh.
Who wants to be the one to go to bat for her, I suppose. Whenever you decide on it.
I guess Claudia makes the most sense.
Okay. Also, keep in mind, Enya, you can use your coordinator abilities on targets, not just allies. It means you can compel. You can compel Finn by any of his aspects. Let me make his sheet visible for you guys. Where did I put it? I'm going to make a folder just for prosecutors.
We're gonna go through that many.
Probably. You'll likely be getting, it's like a pool of 3, and they will at times retire, get killed, quit, that sort of thing. So yeah, you'll have enough to warrant a folder by the time we're done with this campaign. You'll probably have more prosecutors than you do police officers.
Oh, that's dark.
It's truth.
Oh.
I mean, I hate to say it, but don't get attached to Dolly either.
Oh no.
Usually the second samurai is the one that's expendable.
Rip Dolly.
You say that. We're already attached, so.
I know, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I need a good old man picture. But yeah, who wants to make the approach?
Enya can go with Claudia, if that's cool.
Okay.
Icepeak will be there as her case, but I'll let them talk. That's all.
Okay. Enya's gonna knock on the door.
Finn will just, kind of motion for you to enter. Come in. What do you need?
We're here to talk about the case against one Jenny.
Jenny got it? Yep.
Yes.
Right. Case number 582-T23DM.
Correct.
That's the one. Hey, look. Do you think you could go a little easier on this one?
Yes, see, I think there's some extenuating circumstances regarding her case that should be considered. For
She
instance,
did bring in the parts, you know? That's pretty helpful.
it's more that her mental health is rather shoddy, and I believe that with time she can actually be rehabilitated and actually function over time, as long as someone actually helps her out and tries to, talk her through all the issues she's experiencing, all the uh, emotions she has, and this doesn't just crop up out of nowhere. It comes from somewhere, and I feel like if we are to at least try to help her, we can at least mitigate the chances of any problems that can arise, like any repeats or anything like that. There should be no worries for that, as long as someone is there to console her, talk with talk with her through her feelings and everything.
He's going to pop open a box of, what the fuck is this? A candy called Idaho Spuds.
What?
No, it's a bar. It's a candy bar. Yeah, he pops open a candy bar called an Idaho Spud.
Okay.
It is what the fuck? They look like potatoes.
Yeah, what the fuck? What did you do to find this?
I used a random. Oh, there's bites. Great. I used a random candy generator to determine what kind of candy this guy would eat callously as he's talking to you. And apparently, they're whipped cocoa flavored marshmallow centers in a dark chocolate shell with coconut dusted on them. Idaho Spuds.
Oh,
I put a picture up.
I don't know about
They've
the
been-
imagery.
They've been made for over 100 years. Good
I
God.
what? Oh my God, that looks awful.
I don't know. Actually, that
I'd
sounds
eat
pretty
it.
good. Yeah, I'd eat
Yeah.
that. That sounds pretty good.
But
Admittedly,
if you cover most anything in chocolate, I would eat it. So
Yeah, I love coconut.
admittedly, my problem is that I'm allergic to coconut, so
oh, I'll do it.
so the
yeah.
coconut flakes are just like
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez. Okay, well, you can't have any of this Idaho Spud because he casually unwraps this coconut flavored chocolate candy bar that you can see Idaho Spud written on it, takes a bite, and says, so let me get this straight. You're telling me that Jenny got it, the woman who cut up her friend that's a drug addict that sent you the feet and the hands, you think that she's what, gonna start feeding the homeless? Feeding them what? Pieces of her
no,
friends? She's a
no,
maniac.
no. What I'm saying is that she is mentally ill, and the mentally ill are poorly misunderstood, and they often act out not necessarily of their own volition or minds. Sometimes these are impulses or ideas or poor impulse control that can actually be managed with proper medication, psychiatric help, actual visits, and things. And I don't think there's that much of a risk of what's the word? Crap. Let me Green. What? I know what I'm thinking of. Crap. There's not much of a chance of her doing this again.
Relapse?
Relapse?
Relapse? Is that what you're thinking of?
Oh God, the words just completely shredded my mind right now. But there's not much of a chance of her offending again. This was most likely a one-off incident spurred on by a jealous rage that temporarily brought on a complete overtaking of her mind. This was her friend, one of her best friends in her family. So, and she wouldn't just do that to anybody. This was a crime of passion. So this is it is very unlikely that she will do it again. Now she won't necessarily be feeding the homeless or anything like that. Um, Obviously we would monitor her if she ever got out. But I just think there are extenuating circumstances that operate a sort of that can operate a sort of slightly lesser sentence. Even if it's just say let's see, this would be murder one. So instead of say 20 years, you could give her 10 with massive with probation and a parole chance of parole in say I don't know 8 years or so if with good behavior.
Why would I do any of that? Because of all the things you just said to me? Is that why I would do those things?
Well, yeah, actually.
Get the fuck out of my office.
What?
I'm sorry. Let me make one thing clear. He takes another bite out of his Idaho Spud. This is an open and shut case. This woman is a psychopath. She killed her friend in the trenches, high on drugs. I don't care what her reasons were. I don't care how many puppies she pets. I don't care if she used to be a good girl that went to church every day. I don't even care if she's my own mother. She's going under the fucking jail.
Uh, okay, we'll revisit this, but we see that you're not in the mood to talk, so.
Well, I mean, if you want to get a human in here who can talk to me about this issue, because quite frankly, I feel like it's a little bit prejudiced to have the two of you in here trying to advocate for a fellow merfolk or whatever.
I would do the same for a human if this was the case.
It's not the case now. Get a human in here, talk to me about it. You folks being in here trying to tell me about it makes it too political for my taste. As far as politics is concerned, I got people that wouldn't be happy if I tried to go soft on one of these trench visitors, especially an unregistered one, by the way. So you want me to go easy on an unregistered mer person who's high on drugs, murders her friends, chops her up, tries to pin the crime on somebody else, so false testimony, really perjury in a lot of ways. And you want me to go easy on them because you feel bad for them?
I'm saying mental health is a complicated issue, and if she was allowed at least some help in that regard, I'm sure she would actually improve vastly, and she wouldn't ever do this again. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure I'll make sure she gets a crossword puzzle in her little cozy ass 5x5.
And if I were to say I need her for as a witness later on for testimony, what would you say?
I would say you have to file that with your chief because otherwise she's going into the fucking box.
Oh,
Then I will file my complaints with the chief. Thank you for your information.
Feel free to do so. By the way, any of you try to come at me about this being any kind of prejudice thing, which I know you probably are hot to trot to do, I'll make sure to sink any single case you try to put up against anybody. Just because I can. So don't fuck with me. That's all. I'm a 79-year-old man. I have nothing left to live for. Nothing at all.
How lonely.
He kind of just takes another bite out of his Idaho Spud. Like I said before, get out of my office. She's going under the prison. I mean, you guys could try to roll against him if you want to try to do social combat, but he is extremely not friendly.
Boy.
Yeah, I just go straight to the chief. But you guys can continue.
I don't think there's any talking to this, guy.
Tried my best.
I think maybe if you throw money at him, but that's rich. Only.
If I want to see or talk to any of you, I'll put on a wetsuit and a breathing tank, and I'll come pay you a visit.
Oh,
He's goading us on purpose now.
yes.
Yes, he's going this on purpose.
Please do.
Yes, please wear your Sunday best.
He very smugly takes a bite out of his Idaho Spud, finishing it off. Marisol's dying. Jesus Christ.
Good.
So the prosecutor is an asshole.
Yes. We could.
Yes.
There's now an aspect you'll be able to see on your sheet, the hands and feet sheet. You have your prosecutor, you have your suspect who confessed to the crime. You want to work this case now that you've gotten your suspect and they've confessed. It's going to require a little bit more finesse than just like doing footwork. You're going to have to do just maybe a little bit more negotiation and social combat, mostly against your chief at this point and the prosecutor, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first, we'll deal with the chief part. God damn it, chief. Okay. So who wants to be the one to talk to the chief?
I will go in there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Anyone else?
Claudia's fallen because she is very invested in this.
Okay.
Okay. Which one of you wants to make your case to him? Remember, Icepeak, you do get a +1 to your rolls regarding your case.
A very thin figure darkens the chief's doorway.
You see, the chief is wearing a shirt with a large burn mark on the chest. Almost out of spite, it has bleach stains on it. Kind of, the fibers are crumbling.
Good evening, Chief.
Good, and yourself?
She pauses to tilt her head, trying to remember if she asked.
What do you want, Icepeak?
I am here to talk about the Goddard case.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good job. I hear you guys closed that. Good one. Nice one. It's good.
We're here to discuss that, actually.
You want to raise or something? You're going to have to close more cases than that.
No, not a raise. It is about the sentencing, actually.
What about it?
Well, I will need her for later to be a witness, so I need her not to die in prison.
Yes, and also she's rather mentally not very well, and I think given the right circumstances, she could actually be rehabilitated. But still under probation and, of course, registered properly.
Sure, in a couple decades, I don't see why not. Do you guys live that long? I guess you wouldn't know. You didn't mean like anytime soon, right?
I was thinking at least just maybe 10, 15 years proper.
Ugh.
If that would be fine. At least that little.
What did you find out she's a living saint or something? How do you expect that to be swung?
I believe with the right proper training and actual, help, she could actually be reintroduced into society earlier because of her mental health. I believe this was a one-off incident caused by a spirit of jealousy and combined with drugs and the mess with her mind, I believe, given all the evidence so far that we have, that this was not an incident that is likely to reoccur as long as she's rehabilitated properly. The longer she spends in jail, uh, the more likely she is to be unrehabilitatable, in my opinion. Um, I believe throwing the book at her is honestly the wrong thing we can do in the situation because my personal, not just my personal belief, but also I believe that given the right time, she can be a proper, upstanding citizen of Stella Marie, even if she would be on, say, probation and monitored if she was ever let out in, say, 10, 15 years.
Wow, that's a lot of compassion for this woman. What about for her friend?
Her friend was an unfortunate incident.
Or maybe in 10, 15 years, we'll bring her back to life, you think? Will medical science get you? Icepeak, you have her in the freezer, don't you?
I do.
Well, maybe we'll just. Ooh. Do any of you guys have a phone number for Dr. Frankenstein so that we could just stitch her back together, get her, I guess, a new liver, right? Her liver was missing. So since her friend killed her, we can assume her friend also probably ate the liver, right?
No, incorrect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think her friend sold her liver?
Also,
I
no.
I think this is more to do with samurais, but that is why I need her as a witness and alive. But I am not. I must go talk to Harlan of things.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Well, yes, I hear what you're saying about rehabilitation and all that. Cutting it down to 10 to 15 years for murder like this?
Look, 18 years maybe, or just don't throw her under the book for whatever the prosecutor wants. He wants to put her down in the box for probably a century. That's gonna be no good. Just at least give her a chance to properly rehabilitate. Maybe 10, 20 years. If I
Uh,
would.
Make a. I don't know what your convincing thing is here. What do you feel like is your convincing skill here that you have?
Let me actually check.
Hawaii 5-0 is the only one I could think of. Or
I was
Bedazzler.
kind of leaning into Hawaii 5-0.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Hawaii 5-0 roll. The 1.
Oh my god. There's great.
Officer Cornell, you and I haven't had a lot of time to talk, have we?
No, we haven't.
I have been truly blessed, then. I will see what I can do about your Jenny Goddard case, make recommendations. I don't know about cutting it down to below 20. That's going to be a really hard sell. And quite frankly, while I don't love this job, I don't want to get anybody sniffing up my ass about going easy on somebody because my Aqua unit wanted them to, get back into the trenches if they were doing ozone, killing people. It's a difficult position to be in, especially because I don't plan to be here forever. So whoever comes in after me, if I go too easy, they could completely reverse that decision. I can't be too slack about making recommendations, especially to a prosecutor like Fiambara. He's a huge asshole. You know that? If I
Yes,
tell him to go too easy, after I guess he probably told you to go fuck yourselves, correct?
correct.
Yeah, otherwise you
And
wouldn't want to be here. Nobody wants to talk to me unless they need something. My kids don't even want to fucking talk to me anymore. Okay, that's besides the point. Look, going to Fiambara means that I have to have something convincing. So is there anything that you can give me at all anything that I could use to convince him. Because otherwise, we're talking maybe 2025.
If she is a material in another case, does that not matter?
It doesn't matter. She'll just be shipped out with the restraints on and everything. And if she acts up, they'll put one in the back of her head, probably. Which I heard about the hospital thing. Good job, Cornell, on making sure that she didn't, lose it. But that's a dangerous suspect you had in custody. I'm only doing what, according to protocol, says it's the right thing to do. So we have a dangerous suspect who freaked out while she was under restraints. She's a drug addict. She's a flight risk. She's undocumented. We don't even know that Jenny Goddard is her real name. Technically, she doesn't have one, has not to be prejudiced, but, it's not like she was given that name. She chose it. So she could easily choose another one if she were to, like you say, be on probation and then disappear into the water. It's why we have these protocols in place. We can't just let them go once they've killed somebody. That would be, what are we, a tourist destination for murder? That would be insane.
Yes, it is so easy to slip into the sea.
I'll make the recommendations that I can. I will say tentatively 20 to 25 years is what you likely are going to be looking at. If you ever uncover anything that changes the case, new facts, something like that, Finn's going to retire someday, probably soon. With my luck, it'll be tomorrow because he has a fucking heart attack. I hate that prick. Always eating those weird-ass candy bars. You can't even buy those normally. He has to order those in off island.
Really?
Yeah, he just does it to be a fucking big timer. He goes to the young legal age. Look, I get the candy bar. I buy it because my dad. Who gives a shit about your dad?
Well, we can only hope.
In the meantime, because she's a material witness, as you say, I'll make sure that she gets put into some sort of more protective holding. And the mental health, I'm gonna be real with you guys. You know how it is at Folsom. They don't give a shit most of the time. They assume all the crazy ones are Daganites. So what am I going to do?
Of course. Just all I ask is to do what you can.
If she kills herself, that is the end of my investigation. I need her to be alive to confess.
Listen to me very carefully, Icepeak. I don't want to be rude. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But at Folsom, there is no suicide watch, unofficially. You understand what I'm saying to you? If she goes in, and either she wants to die or someone wants her dead, she's probably going to die.
Mm.
Well, this is pretty dark. Does anybody want a cupcake or something or a muffin? I hear Westwood had brought in some.
Perhaps a cupcake?
Sure, one cupcake. You, Icepeak? Oh, yeah, I guess you don't need anything like that. All right.
You may pass mine on to Miss Parton.
Oh, sure. Okay. I'll leave you guys to talk about this and be right back. I will leave for approximately 5 minutes. When I return, I hope that you will both be in consensus about what needs to be done. Right?
Yes, Chief.
Good. Nobody said anything about my shirt, huh? Okay.
Chief.
No, it's fine. He just leaves.
Why would we bring it up? That just feels like just stepping on a landmine. Knowingly, you just.
Do you think it was the burn shirt?
It was.
I know it was
absolutely, yeah.
100%.
Does he have any of the shirts that are ironed?
Can we steal his dry cleaning for him?
It's just out of spite.
Did it.
Because Icepeak was like, no, I don't think it's fixable. He's like, I'm going to fix it.
You didn't fix it.
So while you're kind of like sitting there, I guess, or do you guys like try to talk amongst yourselves about what you're gonna do?
I
Yeah.
imagine, yeah, just kind of like, oh boy. Well, uh, this is a difficult thing. You want her to stay alive, and I just wanted to get some basic help. There's no way the help is gonna come from is gonna. She's not gonna be very healthy if she goes down in the box for like 30 years.
She will not be able to tell me of anything if she goes there.
It's, there's gotta be something that we're missing that can actually help us keep her from the box at least. Some mitigating circumstance, something.
There's a knock on the door.
Claudia answers.
Okay.
Chief?
It's not the chief. It's Clint. Hey, I thought I heard some head scratching in here. Just kidding. Chief told me you guys were in a bit of a pickle. Everything okay?
No, not really.
Computer
Is
acting up again?
no, Clint. It's just this Jenny case. The prosecutor, what's his face? The old man with the Idaho Spuds.
Oh
He's
yeah, Finn.
yeah,
Fiambare.
he's just really difficult to talk to. I just, Icepeak doesn't want me and Icepeak don't think he should go. Sorry, me and Icepeak think, Jenny, for what she did, yeah, she has to go somewhere. She has to get help somehow. But going to the box like the prosecutor wants, it's gonna ruin her. It's gonna she won't be around much longer if that's the case. And we've just been trying to figure out some way to at least lessen the sentence a little bit, or maybe get her thrown to a slightly lesser prison, a less dangerous part of the prison, or something.
Clint nods. Oh, so it's like a situation where you feel justice won't really be served. Like, it wouldn't fit, even if she was guilty of everything.
Yes, it's just it feels like a situation where no matter what, it feels like just trapped in like a closet with no way out.
Hmm. You might be surprised. Sometimes higher powers can be convinced that I could probably try to talk to somebody. I have friends in the with the attorneys and everything. Prosecutor. I'm not friends with Finn. He's so I don't think anyone's friends with Finn. Don't tell him I said that. That's don't tell him that's mean. I should.
Of course, don't worry,
Um,
everything's confidential in here.
right. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't. I'm just a little guy here. I'm just a trainer, but I could try to talk to somebody to see if something can happen. Um, they are opening a new medical care facility not too far away from where Folsom's located. Meant to be for people that are dealing with various problems with the Helene's Ford. Some of the demons I hear that they're I don't Helene's I don't know how much I really believe in spooky ghost stuff, but um, because of the state of some of those people, they usually end up having to put them separate from other people that require mental help. So, because sometimes they can get pretty dark, I hear. But they aren't really. He kind of like folds his arms. I mean, they're not really equipped for for your folk from the ocean, you know. So it would probably require a little bit of sweet talk, which I don't know. I can try to see maybe if there's any possibility that they would do a pilot program for something like this, like a case. But um, if not, I guess I can probably try to at least get somebody to talk to Finn about sentencing. And I agree with you 100%. I guess it doesn't sound very fair at all.
I think a pilot program might be wonderful. Maybe it would, help branch things off a little into actually providing some help to those who are actually mentally ill and need that help and aren't getting it in some place like Folsom. I just think,
Hmm.
it's a dangerous precedent, really.
You know, guys like Finn, they're just really old fashioned. They came up when corporations were really making profit off of private military contracts, having to deal with what we now know are Daganites, not you folks. He kind of made his bones on making sure that, well, I'm sad to say, people that came from Atlantis and such, basically making you out to be monsters. And as a result, he's got a reputation now as a prosecutor. He doesn't go light on any mer person at all. It's unfortunate, but it's also not fair. So I'll do what I can because I don't think it's right either. You know, I know I'm just like a guy, but I understand what it's like to kind of like looks wistfully. I understand what it's like to want to see justice done. He leans in a little. Did I ever tell you guys I wanted to be a cowboy when I was a kid? It's gotta say.
Really?
I used to watch all these old Wild West movies, and I just wanted to be a lawman. Like he kind of like puts his hands on his belt and starts to do a mock strut. Yeah, like a cowboy, and then say, "Hey, hombre, put down that bag of money. You're going to prison." But it turns out when you get out into the world, it's just really not that black and white. So, cop it was. And it does get tough looking at cases like this.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, for what's worth, I think you would have made a great, great cowboy.
You really think so? Hmm. My, my wife said the same thing. She used to.
Oh,
Oh, she passed some time ago. Don't worry about it. He holds up a
Oh,
hand.
I'm sure she was a wonderful woman.
She was. Love of my life. Hmm. She always liked to see justice done too. In fact, she was incredibly in love with Guam. She loved this place. Um, kind of how we met, really. Well, you know, she was a great woman, great mother. Really miss her sometimes, but that's part of why I do my job because she loved Guam so much. I feel like I have to really, really protect this island as much as I can. So that means making sure that cases get solved with fairness and compassion because you can't have justice without compassion. I learned. My daughters actually really taught me about that. One of them is studying to become a lawyer, I believe. So I am doing what I can.
Icepeak stares at him a little too hard for a little too long before she says, "I also wish to be a lawman.
Lawman?
Yes,
Law,
I
man?
wish to bring justice."
Oh, you mean like a cowboy?
Yes, it
Ah,
does.
Forgive
finger
me.
guns at you. I
Forgive me for the it probably fits you. I speak
Well, I'd
some
like
way.
to follow the rules.
hmm. Well, okay. Oh, he holds up in a box cupcake. The captain said that he was taking one for you, but then I saw him eat it. So,
Oh, I requested it be given to Miss Parton.
oh, hmm. Miss- Oh, you mean Dolly?
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Maybe she would like a cupcake. Hmm. I'm always kind of thinking that she's so busy, I don't really talk to her that much. She's a samurai. He starts making like kind of really awkward, corny martial arts motions a little. I don't know. I do a little bit of karate sometimes, but I'm not a samurai.
She mentioned she had interest in your cheeses.
Really?
Indeed.
Yes, I would initiate that conversation with her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to her, I guess, and sure, I'll do that. Well, okay. So he holds the box out to you, Claudia. Cupcake?
Of course, she'll take a cupcake.
What's your favorite flavor of cupcake? What's Claudia's favorite flavor?
Probably something weird like banana nuts.
Yeah, that's in there. Banana nut it's not only banana nut, it's got a nice cream cheese icing on it that complements the kind of dark flavor of the cake part extremely well. Not at all cloying.
She'll definitely take it and say thank you, Clint, and take a and probably take a nice bite of it.
Yeah, he's like actually give me a gaze roll for just quickly.
No, okay.
Clint's a good guy. That's what you tell with your gaze roll. He's a good guy. Not hiding any malice or anything. He's just a good guy. In fact, it's weird because you've met a lot of people. Clint's probably one of the only ones you've met that isn't like, how do I say this? He's not complicated. He's actually quite straightforward, it seems. If you were to look at if you could see the substance of his soul, you'd see it's fairly clear. He smiles and nods. All right, I'm going to get to it, guys. Get back to work, but I want to make the joke about not working too hard, but it's for the law, so I guess we got to work hard all the time, unfortunately. That also means there's time to play hard, too. Don't forget this weekend, all right?
I
Of course.
enjoy difficult work, and not this weekend. Must I go?
Look, no pressure if you don't want to go. I understand. You don't. There is fondue. I understand that you don't usually do the solids, so can you drink cheese?
I have never attempted.
Want to
Well,
find out?
yeah, maybe you can find out.
I-
Come on, it'll be fun.
I may have to leave early for stomach issues.
Oh, ooh. He snaps his fingers. I'll find something for you. Don't worry. Show up. I'll look for something.
As you wish.
Non-dairy.
I will bring my own food.
Oh, he seems actually quite happy. Great. I can't wait to try what you have at home. That'd be wonderful.
She stares at him for way too long. I must go.
Of course. I gotta go too, guys. I gotta go. But yeah, I know. I'm
Of
like
course. Sorry to keep you so long.
like an old woman. He starts like walking away.
Thank you
boy.
for your assistance.
Sure thing. He closes his box and leaves.
Just don't bring your work with you. Please.
So when it comes to the chief, with what Clint said, he comes back like 10 minutes later, so he took way longer. With what Clint has apparently talked to him briefly about, and what you guys talked to Clint about, he seems to have faith that Clint maybe will be able to do anything at all. And he's a little skeptical about this mental health facility thing. He doesn't really believe that'll fly, but Clint, as always, is very optimistic, so the chief will just kind of see what happens with that. He won't put his neck out on the line for it or anything. He will mention it. And as this is Friday, tomorrow is the weekend, so the time for Clint's cheese party. Is there anything else you guys want to do between now and then? Because that'll be pretty much the close of the session.
The cheese party?
The cheese party.
Okay. Icepeak would just do paperwork and maybe talk to Harlan.
Oh, okay. What do you want to say to Harlan?
She'd tell him about the incident, about the guy with the blindfold and the children.
The children.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Harlan, you don't know much about human physiology. Well, you do know a lot about human physiology. You're a medical examiner.
I do.
Harlan is exhibiting many of the signs of how do I say this? Excitement. At the thought of having to murder this man, like the more vile you make Melon sound, the more Harlan's just like you can actually hear his pulse increasing in his chest.
I think they're both revving up.
Yeah.
No, the both of them are kind of
Harlan seems to be really, really all for that. You don't even need to roll to convince him. If you want that samurai dead, Harlan will go do it.
Yeah, he put those children in danger. She's going to be like, I have not yet told the chief, but if he were to go missing, I would smile.
Harlan, just kind of, you can't see it, but he's smiling. I have absolutely no problem taking care of that problem for you. It's not even a favor. But technically, it's more like you're doing me one. If you have any sort of witnesses or documentation that he's been using children and endangering minors, that's all I need to justify a duel. Do you have anything like that?
Although he recorded it, it will not look like they were in danger. He is an illusionist.
He has a camera.
He has a camera.
How comfortable are you with evidence being found?
Well, I'm very comfortable with evidence being found.
Good. Consider it done.
I will look forward to the evidence.
So will I. How many eyes do you have technically?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, like 2 for each, like
lamprey. Yeah.
Lamprey. So I don't know.
Well, none of them see Harlan disappear after he says that.
Okay. Not a single one.
Yeah. So the wheels have been set into motion. Technically, this major case, the hands and feet case, has been closed. Jenny got it. Will be prosecuted for this. It's pretty much a slam dunk. You can consider that case to be solved for now, but there are bigger cases on the horizon, perhaps. At the cheese party, where there are many, many people present, Clint has invited pretty much all the staff. You guys remember these guys. Even old Peter Zabrowski is there.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey.
Clint's already here. I can just drag him up here. There you go. So you guys are all here at this cheese party. Very nice, modest house. Day off for the drug house. Yeah, Blue was busy being corrupt somewhere. I don't know. Bearing a body for the mob.
Fluid matter. Busy being corrupt.
You guys are all at the party, right? Nobody skipped out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Icepeak, you get a phone call pretty late, I think, into the party at some point on your Juzik.
Was I assume I was forced to go by my Dolly to this?
Oh yeah, if you didn't go, she would have shown you blue smoke and all it could do.
Okay, good. I guess I had to go. Okay, I answered my phone.
On the other end of the line is Finn Fiambara. He sounds nervous.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
For what?
I'm sorry. He hangs up.
Oh.
Oh, you literally hung up on the Discord call. Amazing.
The timing.
If you were to try to call back, the line is busy.
Oh, I would turn toward the rest of the group and say I got a very strange message.
Huh?
Oh, who called you?
Yeah.
Finbara.
Oh, what did he
How's
want?
the case?
I do not know. He simply apologized and hung up.
What? That guy? He's such
Yeah.
an asshole. What? Did you say something to make him apologize?
I never expected him to directly contact me. No, this is a problem. Can I call around at the jails or whatever? What's like?
You could just go to his office. I mean, it's not that far away.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. I will tell Clint that I must. She didn't really want to be here at this party anyway, so she will tell Clint I have a business with the lawyer. Excuse me. Thank you for lovely house party.
Sure thing. He looks at you, smiles, nods, winks, touches his nose.
She slowly tilts her head a little too much, like her head shouldn't go that far, but then nods and taps the side of her nose and then leaves because she didn't understand entirely what that interaction was.
And Clint just looks around after she leaves and says, she was nice to humor me. So as you are, how do you get, you have your own vehicle, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. I guess a car that kind of looks like a hearse.
Oh, funny you should mention it.
Oh dear.
As you are going to as you're heading into the direction of the office, a hearse passes you.
So two hearses pass in the night.
Kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Except the second one is extremely deluxe, super jet black, heavy armor, cruising, super silent. You can't even hear the motor. And not only that, there's a slight mist rising from it as if it were ice cold. The driver you cannot see. They are behind tinted windows.
Icepeak whistles at the. That's a nice car.
You do hear, though, as it finally passes by you in the other direction, the sound of someone pounding on the trunk, screaming, "Let me out!"
All right, I gotta turn my car around.
When you turn your car around, the only thing you see is mist,
Oh,
parting and billowing on the wind.
okay. Well, she tries to follow it for some time before she's sure she lost it.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you head still on to your destination? Because tracking this thing, it didn't have plates or anything.
No, she doesn't have the skills. That's not in her skill set. So she'll return to the task at hand.
Okay.
But probably call into dispatch and make a note with dispatch, whoever's there.
They'll ask, "Is this a prank?"
No, do not, Frank.
So you were on your way, looks like here, where someone died. You saw a hearse. Really?
Someone died.
Yeah. Mr. Fiambara, prosecutor's office. Heart attack.
Oh, I see.
And if you're, yep, go ahead.
When did this happen?
Just, someone called it in just 5-10 minutes ago, I think.
When is my call show on my Uzi?
About the same time. Like,
I think I received a call from him.
well, I guess he should have probably called his physician or something. And it sounds like it was pretty sudden. They're still loading his body up, so.
I guess I will come assist.
Sure. If you're in the area, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
time to go do my job. Put on my apron.
Well, you see people kind of like when you get to the office, you see that they've already got him out on a gurney. They're taking him out of there. Sheet over him. There's no mistaking it. That is Finn Fiambara under that sheet. He is not moving. he is really, really dead.
Oh,
Your prosecutor is no more. Did I mention that you'll be going through them a lot? Because you will. Sudden heart attack. Out of nowhere.
I will.
Good job. You closed the case.
And it caused no man to
I
die.
guess. Doesn't feel like I did, but I did.
What do you mean?
We did it?
We did it? There are so many samurais and missing livers to consider.
And who knows?
Yeah, we need to like find a way back to the whole restaurant thing.
Christ.
It's not a case, but you know.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. People shouldn't eat mermen.
Or anyone. Just don't eat other people.
Yeah, what he said.
Silent Green is people.
No.
Silent Blue is merman?
Oh.
So, because you guys have had, we'll say this is the end of a scenario. You have a significant milestone. So, you can get one additional skill point, which you can spend to buy a new skill at a +1, or increase an existing skill by 1 rank. If you have severe consequences, you can rename them to begin the recovery process.